started. And we're going to start out lying on our side. You'll use a block as a pillow. It might be handy to have a rolled up blanket just in case. Have it all rolled up for you. And we're going to start off without any props, just lying on our back. Now, if you like to have, a blanket for your head, feel free to have that. But since we're going to be doing hopefully some release of the spine, we want to do a little check-in and just notice how your spine, how the back of your body connects to the floor. And hopefully when we do a check-in at the end of the practice, you might notice that the spine's able to relax and even more of the spine is in contact with the floor. But we'll start here with a few intentional belly breaths. As you breathe in, invite the breath to the belly. And then when you exhale, exhale completely. This time when you breathe into the belly, think about expanding out to the sides and into the back of the body. And then exhale. And just one more of those. Now we're going to move on to bring the breath into the ribs. So you breathe into the belly, and then let the breath come up to the ribs, and then exhale. Repeat that, being mindful when you bring the breath up into the ribs, you don't bring it into the shoulders and the neck. Now we're going to add on. Breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath and tighten the belly. Now this can be tricky. And then exhale, release. So 2 more times. You breathe into the belly and the ribs. Hold the breath. Tighten the breath. Or tighten the belly. Draw the ribs towards each other. And then exhale. Just one more of those. Breathe in belly, ribs, hold the breath, and then tighten the belly. So you draw the belly back towards the spine and then up under the ribs, all while maintaining the in-breath, and then exhale, you release. We're going to roll onto our left side. So I want to just check in with that breath because we're going to be doing that on the side as well. Is that clear, that breath? I get a thumbs up from Jane?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So on your left side, the ball is going to go right. So you find your hip bone. It goes right above the hip bone. And it's right along the side of your body. When you lie down, this ball is going to, maybe squish some of this tissue towards the front. So this is a good way to get into the muscles of the abdomen without coming belly down. So just take a couple of just natural breaths before we layer on that belly rib breath. Now breathe in belly, ribs, and exhale. Now when you exhale completely. Add on, you might think you've exhaled enough. See if there's even just a little bit more breath you can exhale out of your body. And as you do that, allow the ball to get in deeper to the tissues. So now we're going to add on that holding the breath and then contracting the belly and drawing the ribs towards each other. Breathe in belly and ribs. Holds the breath. Draw the belly in and the ribs towards each other. And then exhale, let the body get heavy and sink into the ball. 2 more times. Breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath. Tighten. Exhale. Last one, breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath. Tighten. And exhale. All right, one more movement here. Your knees are aligned with your hips, so they're 90 degrees. And we're going to do a pelvic tilt. So you're going to arch your lower back and then a tuck, where you draw your tailbone sort of towards the front of the body, towards the pubic bone. And then you arch the lower back. And you do this in rhythm with your breath. The inhale is where you arch. The exhale is where you tuck. And so the ball is moving along the side. And this sort of rhythmic sort of undulation of the spine is very primitive. And it can be very relaxing to the nervous system. And once you can just turn over a little bit of control to the breath, maybe even close your eyes. And this can be something really great to do before you go to bed at night. Okay, because it's very relaxing, very grounding for the nervous system. And then just return to a neutral spine. And we're going to gently transition to the other side. So you may want to use your hand, your top hand, and allow that to press you up. That way you're not straining the lower back. And it can be interesting to sort of slow down this transition. Notice any difference in the 2 sides of the body as you're doing this. And I like to just set up a block on either end of my mat so I don't have to up and move my block. I should have cued you to do that. So now we're on the right side. I've got my pillow, and then my arm I just have resting alongside. And you may, if you're fairly new to this, you might want to take a little while fidget, and just make sure that the ball, it's hard for me to see exactly where it is on you, and just make sure that it feels good. That it feels like it's doing something, but not too much. And you just take a couple of breaths, settling in. And then we go to the belly breath. You breathe into the belly. And then exhale. You practice getting heavy. You practice releasing the entire breath from the body. And now we're going to transition belly and ribs. So you breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath. Contract. And then exhale, release. 2 more times. Breathe in belly and ribs. Contract. Exhale. Last one, belly, ribs, contract, exhale. Again, just check in, making sure the knees are hips distance, aligned with the hips. Then you're going to do the little inhale, you arch the spine, and then exhale, there's that curling in, the tucking. You do this with the breath. And maybe just notice if there's any differences in the two sides of the body. For many people, there are. And we're just observing. Sort of storing that information without attaching any judgment to it. Just notice it. That's a practice in itself. Noticing things without judging. Just one more round of the flowing between the arching and the tucking. And then pause. Once again, the top hand, you use that to press you up nice and gently. Now we're going to come to table pose. Oh, sorry, we're going to go belly down. So you may want to have a rolled up blanket if, like I said, if you've eaten or if you haven't done the belly down, or if you've done the belly down, it just feels like too much. A rolled up blanket, and you're just going to place it below the belly button, just below the belly button. If you want to go with the inflatable ball, you can try it and then, switch it up if it doesn't feel right. It goes right underneath the belly. Right underneath the belly button, I should say. And you may want to start on your forearms. And a way to sort of soften the resistance of those muscles is with what's called a contract relax. So you breathe into the belly. You contract the muscles. You press into the thighs. You press into the tops of the feet. And then exhale, you soften. So just 2 more times like that. Breathe into the belly. So you feel that if you're using the ball, you feel the belly sort of drape around the ball. And then hold your breath. Contract the belly by drawing the belly button back to the spine. Press into the thighs, the tops of the feet. And then exhale, let everything go. Now see if you can lower the forehead to the hands. And let's repeat that breath. You breathe into the belly. Hold the breath. Contract the belly. Press into the thighs. Exhale, let go. 2 more times. Do that at your own pace. In this, we're trying to just desensitize those protective muscles. And, for some people, for probably many people, those muscles are constantly sort of contracting and in this protective mode. And then after you've done 3, come up onto your forearms. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to work with a rolled up blanket, but give it a try. If nothing else, you stay here and you breathe, you're softening those muscles. I like to think about pizza dough and spreading out pizza dough. And so now the flesh under the ball is like pizza dough. So I'm going to switch. I'm sliding to the right and I'm squishing my flesh to the left. And now I'm going to slide my body to the left and I'm squishing the pizza dough to the right. I don't know if this is going to work with a blanket. And you just go side to side as slow as you can. Because if you go too fast, you rip the pizza dough. Here, we're actually massaging those organs also. So I want to just check in. Is this working with the blanket?
No. but
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay. You're breathing and again, I used to study with Barbara Bonet. She was at Down Under for years and years and years. And she used to do this roll under the lower belly. And we would stay there for minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes. And then your whole lower back would be relaxed afterwards. So even if you're not doing the ball sliding side to side, this is quite therapeutic. Barbara, how does that feel for you?
It's okay.
Nice. Are you breathing?
I am.
Good, good. Nice. Elise, are you able to do this?
Yes,
And how does it feel?
it feels okay. Yeah.
I'm glad I haven't eaten.
Yeah. This isn't something I would say is delicious. I think okay is maybe as good as it gets. All right, and then we're just going to roll slightly to the side to remove the prop. And then make your way up to seated. Now, we're going to come to table and you'll need a block. Just one block. We're going to start with the left shin on the block. And I'm going to invite you to just watch first. And then I'm going to come up and check you all out. So I'm going to press into my hands. And my right knee is going to come off the ground so that my hips are level. This hip, my right hip doesn't move. I'm going to rotate my pelvis around the left hip and I'm engaging my whole core here. So let me just see standing up how it looks because the cameras are on the floor. It would be, yeah, I can't do it standing up. Sorry. I'll do the back view. This might help. And then I'm going to do the front view. So really pressing into the hands, engaging the core. And I find that it's really helpful if you just think about this left hip, have all your focus on the left hip. You keep it stable. And then you're lifting the pelvis, not the right hip, and lowering down. So you should feel, so this is working on the hip stability. So when you're ready, you can give this a whirl. Okay, so I want to just demonstrate something that you don't want to do. So from the front view, you don't want to lift this leg up. This leg doesn't move.
Oh.
It's so I don't know if you probably can't put your hand on it. You're lifting the pelvis, not so this leg stays here and it's this that's moving. It looks better when you're lying down.
Okay.
So you're gonna feel this through the left obliques.
Really?
Nan's saying yes, she feels it in the left obliques.
In the left obliques. Oof.
On the stabilizing leg, yes.
Right here.
Yeah.
What are the obliques?
What's that, Doug?
What are the obliques?
Well, if you basically if you just feel it along the left side, right here, all the way up here.
Okay.
Okay, and now when you're ready, we're gonna straighten the leg. So you still have your shin on the left, but you're gonna straighten the right leg. So this is gonna make it harder because you have a longer lever. And now you're gonna rotate and lower down. This, not this. So I'm not moving my leg bone in the hip socket. I'm stabilizing, I'm pushing into my left leg, and I'm lifting the whole carriage. So it's a little bit harder. Is that harder, Nan?
It is. Yeah, I really feel it here.
Okay. All right. Any questions on this?
I just have to stabilize it with my core.
Yes. And that's why this is core work, probably more than hip. It's sneaky core. All right. And then let's just switch sides. So now you've got your right shin. And you lift up, you're pressing into the right shin, knee, and you lower down. This is, hopefully you don't have a port block. I don't think anybody does. The soft block makes this a bit more tolerable. And then you lower it down. And so we're lubricating, the right hip by rolling the hip around it. And then, like I said, it's really a workout for the right obliques. Nan, do you feel a difference in strength in the two sides?
Yeah, this side's much easier.
Ah, interesting. Anybody else?
Right side is easier.
Ah,
But
isn't it good?
but I'm a lefty.
Are you left leg also?
I am ambidextrous. I write with my I write with my left hand and paint with my left hand, but I throw and whatever with my right hand.
So if someone were to roll a kickball to you, which foot would you kick with?
Left.
Okay, so you're left-legged.
Yes.
Yeah. Hmm.
I know. Just wacky.
All right, now you've got the right knee on the block. You're going to extend the left leg straight. So I'm going to increase that lever. And it's really helpful to root down. You might notice that when you press into your arms, you feel the activation of your core also. And then you spin the whole pelvic carriage around that right hip bone.
Got it.
Okay, nice. All right, Jane, how's this working for you?
I think that the extended leg is easier than the knee down.
Interesting. I wonder if it's because when you extend the leg, you're just getting more muscle engagement overall.
My whole hip up and out. And
Yeah.
so it's interesting.
Yeah.
You'll see it in person. You'll see it in person.
Yes. All right, so let's just finish up with that one more and then let's get rid of the blocks. And you're in your traditional table.
Okay.
Let's turn the toes under. On your inhale, press into the hands so that you feel sort of the ribs engage. Slide the shoulders away from the ears and then hover the knees just an inch or so. And then press your hips back, knees are still hovering. And then straighten the legs. And then here, you can pedal out your legs, just do whatever feels right. And then let's walk the hands back to the feet. Have your hands on the hips. And then inhale, rise slowly. Take a gentle back bend. Pause here. And invite the front of the body to stretch. So a little stretch on the front of the hips and the front of the belly. Your gaze is straight forward. Shift the weight onto the left foot and come onto the ball of the right. Hips are level. And then similar to when we were knee down, engage sort of the right core muscles, the right obliques, as you float the right leg up. Now you just go as high as it feels comfortable for you. And then step forward with the right foot. And then float the left leg up, trying to lift it with your core. So rather than just the hip flexors, see if you can activate a little bit higher up into the torso. And then step the left foot, and this is harder the slower we go. Lift the right leg. And then one more step forward, right leg steps down, left leg lifts, and then you step down. All right, let's have both of your blocks to the front of your space. We'll take a little fun flow. On your inhale, reach up and gentle back. On your exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. On your exhale, step the right leg back for warrior one. And we'll just start with the hands on the hips. Straighten the front knee and then bend it. Inhale the arms up. And now flow. Straighten the knee and lower the arms. Bend the knee, reach the arms up. 2 more times, just like that. You pause after the third one. And now option to repeat that. Or on your exhale, take the whole torso down. Doesn't rest though. There's a space here between your ribs and your thigh. And then inhale, rise. So 3 times. You either do this or you do what we did before. Try to relax the neck, especially if you're doing the torso forward. There's a tendency, so you want to let your gaze come to the floor and not look straight to the wall.
And the knee remains bent the whole time.
And the knee remains bent. So we pause here. So in this move, the lower body stays just as it is. It's just the torso moving. Now flip the right palm up to the ceiling, grab the wrist, stretch to the left. So we're getting a nice stretch, a nice side stretch here. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, let the hands come to the block. The back leg lifts. Now use your core to bring the right knee into the ribs and then step it down. Inhale, rise to the other side. Exhale, fold out. Inhale, press into the legs, nice long spine. On your exhale, left leg steps back. Rise up into your warrior one. Sorry, let's do the first one without the hands. Straighten the knee and then bend it. So get our foundation, get our balance without the hands first. And then arms rise up. And now you flow with your breath. 3 times. Knee bend, arm rises. Knee straightens, arm lowers. The pace is set with your breath. And after the 3rd round, you pause. Decide if you want to repeat that or come into the torso coming forward. This is going to be a little bit more core work. Gonna demand a bit more on the lower back. So just choose the one that feels right for what your body needs this morning. You'll pause after the third one. Lower hands to the blocks, back leg lifts. Use your core to draw the knee in, hug, 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 and then step down. And inhale, rise, gentle back. Exhale into a forward. Inhale, press the hands into the legs, nice long spine. On your exhale, step back to table. Just for a minute. And then step the right foot forward for a low lunge. I want to just check in. Is this all right for everyone's knee?
Yep.
Yep.
And this next movement, it might be helpful to move the blocks with you as you straighten the front leg and then bend it. Because you want to try to keep the spine neutral. And while we're warming up the hamstrings, there might be a tendency to round the back in order to do that. So that's why it can be helpful to slide the blocks with you. And you're looking for a stretch in the meat of the muscle, not at the attachments. If you're feeling it at the ends, like a lot of sensation behind the knee or underneath the hip, then you want to lessen your action. And just one more round and then we'll pause with the knee bent. You could stay here or you could lift the arms up. Press into that right foot. Maybe take it into a back bend. That's going to throw off your balance. And then exhale, release the hands to the blocks. If it's available, turn the back toes under and lift the knee. If that doesn't work, you keep your knee down. And 3 rounds of straightening and then bend. And we'll hold the bent knee after the 3rd round. Have the left hand on the block. Release the right hand. And then inhale, rotate and twist to the right. Keep pressing, if the knee's up, keep pressing through all 5 toes. Exhale, lower the hand down. Lower the knee. Step back to table. Slide the blocks out to the side, off the mat. Walk the hands forward for that puppy pose. Just take a few breaths here. Invite space between the lower rib and the hip. So the hips are drawing to the back wall. The ribs are drawing down into the front. Imagine you're rolling a marble with your nose as you slither into your Sphinx pose. Now, this may not work for everybody in the Sphinx pose. Drop down if there's any discomfort anywhere. Usually shows up in the lower back. Sphinx pose, you can stay here or turn the toes under and lift up into a forearm plank. We'll hold this for 5 breaths. Now, option to come down or spin onto your left side. So for a left-sided plank, and I have my legs staggered. So we worked on the scissor legs. My top leg is in front. I'm pressing into the pinky side of my back foot and lifting my hips up. So some of the stuff that we did. Now maybe you lift the top leg up.
No.
Maybe not. And then lower down, come back to your forearm plank, which is now your resting pose. But feel free to drop into Sphinx or Crocodile at any point in time. Spin to the right side if you'd like. Your feet are stacked. Having the feet flexed, rooting to rise. Maybe you lift the top leg up. Come back to your forearm plank. Lower down to Sphinx. Lower down to Crocodile. Bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. And you can roll out your forehead as well. When you're ready, we'll transition through table. Either child's pose or downward dog. We'll just be here for a breath. And then we make our way to the back of the mat for a forward fold. Nice deep bend in the knees. Forearms resting on the thighs, relaxing the lower back. Hands come to the hips and you slowly rise up. So we'll repeat what we did walking to the front of the mat. And this time we'll start by having weight on the right foot. Inhale the left leg. Step the left foot forward, right knee lifts. And doing this if you can from the core, making sure you're not leaning back, you're straight forward, pressing into the heel of that left foot. Step the right leg down. Left leg lifts. Left leg down and right leg lifts. And step down. Nice. Inhale, reach the arms up. We'll repeat that sequence on the other side. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. And then left leg steps back, I think, for a low lunge.
No,
Yeah.
the
Right leg, sorry. Right leg steps back. And then we lengthen. And we bend. And maybe we take our blocks with us. Now, I also want to caution, if you are sort of loose ligament, very, very flexible, when you have the knee bent and you're going forward, be mindful of not overstretching here. Just one more round. Option to lift the arms up. Option to take a back bend. You can come back to neutral. Flip the right palm, grab the wrist, stretch to the left. Back to the center. Hands to the block, option to lift the back knee up. 3 rounds of straightening and bend. You pause, plant the right hand to the inside on the block. I like to lower my block a little bit. And then you're going to reach the left arm up and twist. Release the twist. Lower the back knee down. Back to table. Blocks to the side. puppy pose or Anahata Asana. You might want to bring some little movements here, just sort of shimmying the hips side to side, whatever feels good. Slither into your Sphinx pose. Same options. Stay in Sphinx, and down into Crocodile. Lift up into forearm plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on to the left side. Now this time you could take that top leg behind you. We experimented with the 2 different scissoring options. And then come back through to your forearm plank. Spin to the right side. The top leg comes behind you. Back to forearm plank. Into Sphinx. Into Crocodile. And windshield wiper the legs if you like. Allow this windshield wipering to massage the front of the thighs. Especially if you're on a hardwood floor or solid floor. And then come through table when you're ready. Either child's pose or downward dog. Nice. And let's meet up at the back of the mat again. Nice deep bend in the knees. Forearms resting on the thighs. Relax the lower back, relax the back. Hands come to the hips. And inhale, you rise. Take a gentle back bend. I just want to check in. Are you guys up for another strengthening sequence? Or would you like something more flowy?
Strengthening would be all right.
What was that?
Strengthening would be okay.
There's one strengthening. What else do we have?
Flow would be good.
Flow would be good.
Go with the majority.
Okay.
Me too.
Majority?
Yeah.
It's okay.
We don't have a majority. We need someone to break the tie.
For flow.
Flow? Okay.
Sounds like flow it is.
Okay. So we'll do flow with an option for some strengthening in it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, good compromise.
All right. Okay. So warrior 2 flow, and then the option of coming into balancing half moon. So if you want to flow, you stay and you flow in your warrior 2. If you want something more strengthening, then I'll cue for the balancing half moon. Okay, so come to the front of your mats. I think I left you at the back of your mats, right?
Yes.
And when you're ready, inhale, reach up, take a gentle back bend. And then exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Right leg steps back for warrior 2. So hips are open to the long edge of the mat. The knee is facing towards the short end. Straighten the knee. And then use your left hand to just guide and make sure that the knee is tracking towards the second and third toe. So we want to get that nice stretch on the inner thigh here. Inhale, reach the arms up, open, and then release them down. Let's flow 3 times. Palms flow up, float, rotate up, float up, and then straighten the knee, palms come together. Then press the palms down as the knee bends. 2 more times. And you pause. Flip the left palm, reach up and back. So this side waist here, this is what you might have felt in those forearm planks. This is where I know I feel my weakness is here, probably on the QL. Inhale through warrior 2. Lower body stays the same. Left forearm on left thigh, right arm reaches overhead. Now we're looking for a nice stretch on the side body. Press it to the pinky toe side of this right foot. Feel, invite a line of energy out through the right fingertips. Not collapsing here. Press and rise. So we're using the core. And light like a butterfly. Flow through center. Lower body stays the same. And reverse. Now you can flow through these 2 poses. Or take this into balancing half moon. Block about 6 inches in front of you. Slide the back leg up. Float it up. And then see, just like we did in table with our knee on the block, can you roll your pelvis around this left femur bone? And then maybe you extend the right arm up. Wherever you are, you're breathing. And let's meet up in warrior 2, wherever you are. And then reverse. Knee stays bent. Inhale through warrior 2. Windmill the hands to the blocks. Back leg lifts. Draw the knee into the ribs. Core, 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 core. Step. Inhale, rise. Gentle back bend. Exhale, hold half. Press into the legs, nice lunge. Exhale, left leg steps back. Rise into your warrior 2. Right hand on the right knee. Straighten. And then bend. Arms reach up and out. Flow 3 times. And after your 3rd one, pause here. Flip the right palm and reverse. Inhale through warrior 2. Right forearm on right thigh, left arm overhead. Inhale, warrior 2. And then you decide if you want to flow between those or balancing half moon. And in balancing half moon, when you lift up initially, your hips are not facing the side. And then you rotate the torso here. So our hips are now sort of like they would be in triangle pose. And maybe you extend the left arm. Engaging the core can help. Flexing the left leg and really pressing through it can help. We'll meet up in warrior two. Then flip the palm reverse. Inhale through warrior two. Hands come to the block, back leg lifts. Draw the knee into the ribs. Tuck it, tuck it, tuck it, tuck it. Step it down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms through heart center. Ah, very nice. Okay, it's dessert time.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. So let's come down onto the mat, and you could put your socks on if you like. Have layers of clothing nearby. You could put them on now if you like. We're not going to be doing anything too vigorous. We'll have the ball, a block. Let me just check in. Does everyone have a set of these? If not, we'll skip it.
Yes.
See to grab it. Yeah.
No,
No? Okay, we can just
no, I'll look for something else, please. go
okay.
ahead.
Okay, all right. It's just a little neck thing, so
Okay,
you might be able to do something with this, Laurel. I'll see if I can come up with something on the spot.
okay.
We're gonna come onto our back, and we're gonna slide the inflatable ball on the lower back. So not the sacrum, so just above the tailbone. We're gonna take a couple of breaths here. And I'm not sure how this works if the ball is super deflated. Does it feel all right, Jane?
Yes.
And now we're just gonna do a little swish, swish with the hips. Really slow, similar to what we did belly down.
With the pizza.
We're just trying to, again, you've got pizza dough along your spine. That's the fascia. And we're just trying to get some movement here to hydrate it and maybe get rid of any stickiness or adhesions that can come, especially from dehydration or lack of movement. So it's just a little sort of swish, swish with the hips. You can stay with that or come to neutral. And then just step the feet ever so slightly to the right so that the ball kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It just sort of gathers some of the skin. So you don't have to go very far. So it's going to feel just like a tight skinness. And this actually took me a long time to sort of get the subtlety of it. I was always overdoing it. So just give it a try. And if it's not working, don't worry about it. Just back out of it. And then there's that pelvic tilt. So you roll the hips forward. And again, not too much of an arch. And then there's the tuck. So we're just trying to get the ball. And ideally, if it's on the skin, it'll get a little grippier. It'll be a little bit more effective. And then you pause, come back through center, and then wind up in the other direction. And again, you don't have to go very far to wind. Take a few breaths to just sort of ease into that windedness. And then you can flow from the arch to the top here. And again, we're working more on the sort of the external, the fascia. That can sometimes create discomfort in the lower back. Having the hips elevated like this also helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is where we're going. Shavasana is the ultimate parasympathetic posture. And then come back to the center. Press into your feet enough to slide the ball out of the way. And let's take the ball to the right side. Extend the left leg long. Hug the right knee in. Extend the right leg, hug the left knee in, and then take it across the body. And I like to just place the knee on the ball. And sometimes I'll do a straighten and relax here. Or straighten and bend. Just because it feels good. If it doesn't feel good for you, you stay stationary. Then inhale back through center. That left knee lift up. Extend the leg long. All comes to the left. Put the right knee in. You take it across the body. Go back to the center when you're ready. Go grab a set of balls in the tote and a block. And you'll take the balls just underneath. You'll feel there's a little bump where the skull meets the neck. Just place the balls there. And then nod your chin. So just drop your chin towards your chest. And you're letting the balls traction the lower part of the neck into the skull. And then you can make ever so slow of a turn to the left, just a little bit, because we're going to make these turns a little bit larger, but we're going to start off really slow and small. You turn to the right. And of course, if this doesn't feel good, you just get rid of it. And I think you could probably do this just with the edge of a block without the set of balls. And you're just going to repeat this going side to side. Maybe letting the movement get a little bit larger. Sometimes you may have to reposition the balls with your hands. They are balls, they do roll. And if it sounds like a good idea, you look all the way towards the left so that the balls are coming right behind the ear. And you do a little bit of nodding here.
Could you speak up a little bit, Charlotte?
Sure, so I'm turning my head to the right so that the balls come all the way to so the right behind the ear. And then I'm nodding. So I'm massaging out this area. Sorry, I might have been looking the other way. Did you hear that, Barbara?
Yep, thank you.
And then you'll do the same with the left side. Maybe turn all the way to the left. So that the ball on the left side is rolling out behind that left ear. And you're welcome to stay with that for a few more breaths. Or when you're ready, you remove the balls, you remove the block. You just do a quick little check-in that we started with at the beginning of practice. Where your knees are bent, you're on the floor. And you just notice how your body connects with the floor. And it may be very subtle, you may not notice it at all, it may be profound. But that moment of observation is connecting you to the present moment, connecting you to your body and noticing maybe the very subtle sensations that you may not notice without taking this pause. Whenever you're ready, you can grab a blanket, any other props that allow you to slip into Shavasana more easily. Observe your breath. Invite the exhale to be a little bit longer than the inhale. If the mind wanders, just gently bring it back to observing the breath. Allow your next breath to be a little longer and a little deeper. Light, gentle movements. Notice subtle sensations. Allow those movements to get a little larger, circling your ankles and your wrists, your head flows side to side. When you're ready, slowly roll over onto your right side. Take a moment, noticing your body, your breath. Taking a moment to offer gratitude, body, your mind, and your spirit. When you're ready, make your way up to seated. If you'd like to join me in a chant of Om, take a deep breath in. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you guys.
You.